Hello, welcome to this channel. My name is Oluwatobi, aka Vision Vera. I'm so happy to be here. I'm very much delighted. It's a great opportunity to be here. And quickly, let me just mention the things this channel will be based on. That's on faith, health, successful living, and relationships. Now quickly, let me break down these things. Now when it comes to faith, I am a Christian by faith, and I believe so much in the fact that Christ died for us. And also, let me quickly chip in that I am somebody that is passionate about a relationship with Father. That means God has stopped being just God. Not that he stopped actually. God has moved from a place of being just God, and he has become a father to us. He's still God, yes. Please don't get me wrong, but he's a God and a father. And I am so passionate about anything that will help us build that relationship and make sure that no, that relationship is sweet. Yes, to health. I've discovered that yes, the life expectancy is really reducing these days. A lot of people are coming down with several diseases and all of that, especially when they begin to get to the late adults. Am I saying late adults? When they begin to get to a point of growing older, and it's not because these things are not preventable. Some of these things are actually preventable, but people are actually clueless about what to do. And apart from being clueless, some also, they just don't have the, let me say, encouragement or the direction on how to go about it. So trust me, this channel is going to be offering us content that will be addressing such areas, addressing such things. You're going to be having someone here that yes has gone through some of these things, and can help us out and also give us tips. Now let me just give just one as regards health. I could remember when I started this year, I used to have this terrible mouth odor, and I started working on it. And what was I doing? I was brushing my teeth twice daily. I was ensuring that I don't keep, what do we call it, in my mouth. I was ensuring that I don't wash off the fluoride toothpaste, and I was using fluoride toothpaste, and my teeth are getting whiter. Apart from being whiter, I don't have the odor again. Now let me move on to successful living. I believe so much in success, and success is something that how do I put it now? Success is something everybody wants to relate with. Yes, and success is not only actually about being the richest person in Nigeria only, but it comes with a sense of fulfillment, and it's actually comparing yourself with yourself, because there's success at every stage in life. At every point there's success as you go. So success is like a process, it's a growth, and trust me, I will be giving us tips and content based on this area. And on relationships, when I talk about relationships, I'm not only mentioning the romantic path. I also mean every relationship that you have as a social being. You relate with your parents, you want to relate with your bosses, your junior colleagues, everyone. You relate with people as a social being. So this channel will be addressing such areas. Yeah, and you want to begin to wonder, okay, what bettered for this thing? Trust me, this channel was better for us as a result of the fact that I discovered that I have a lot of things I've been learning, and a lot of things that God has been teaching me too. And I've been limiting myself to just people around me, and even some things I've just been bottling them up. And I've discovered that okay, this channel, this platform, I was actually inspired to start this channel, this platform, such that I can begin to encourage others and help others know. And as a result of that, so the scope of my reach would increase, and that means that to help in this vision, you are going to be one participant. That means you have to like, you have to subscribe, you have to comment. And one thing liking does to a video is it helps to increase the reach at which that video will get to others. Now okay, so as time goes on, I'll get to have people around too, but for now I am starting with just myself alone. Yes, I'm starting with just myself alone. And basically for now, I'm going to be working with once in 2 weeks. Yes, now let me just end all the introduction, the vision, carrying along, and all of that. So thank you so much for coming by. Thank you so much for dropping by. Thank you so much for taking the pain, because yes, that pain is worth it. You are going to be getting encouraged, enlightened, everything you can name it. Just please, anything positive, just name it. So now let me go to today. It's on reading. I know several of us have we love to read, and some of us we don't even see any interest in why should I read. And some of us have been reading, but we feel like when I read I still don't see the results. So I will be addressing, let me say, bit by bit all these areas in a way. And now let me first tell us that reading is what exercise is to the mind. Reading is, just like exercise is to the body, what exercise does to the body rather, it's the same thing reading does to your mind. Let me tell you something. I discovered that I started reading a lot this year, and what happened, my intelligence wrote, like, the rate at which it increased was like, wow. I was surprised. In fact, when I get to open my mouth and speak, people are like, wow, like you are speaking more sense than you used to. And that was all because it's not only all, actually, that was it's one of the things that helped me was I read a lot. I started reading. I increased the rate at which I started reading, and come on, my results went up. Like, in fact, there are some things I just open my mouth to say, and I'm surprised at myself that, Toby, come on, where did you get all of this knowledge? Now, when it comes to reading, reading is not only limited to, okay, just books. Read your Bible, read books, read. I know one thing reading does to your brain. Reading helps you in building new connections, new neural connection. It helps you bringing them together. Yes, that's the one. Am I using the right word? Anyway, just pardon me. Now, there are actually 4 basic language skills. That is reading, speaking, writing, and listening. And truth be told, listening and speaking they are natural things. When a child, as a child begins to grow, the child listens, and the child gets to a point of speaking. In fact, let me say, except for a child that has an impairment or thereabouts, but speaking is just something natural, something that comes basically easy in a way, in the courts rather. But reading is something that has to be learned. And the fact that these things are natural and then one is not natural shows that there's something it does. There's an advantage reading gives you. That means you will not be thinking at the same way someone speaks and someone that just speaks and listens and does not read, or someone that just listens to people that speak you'll be having more advantage. So yeah, that's it. Now quickly I'll be addressing the fact that some people, they've not started reading before and they feel like, I've not been reading. So one thing I would advise you to do is read small books. Start reading small books. And then one thing is, when you read a book, attach how do I put it now? Attach something to it. Attach that, okay, when I read this book, this is what I'm going to do to myself. Attach a reward. Yes, use a reinforcement system. Attach a reward to it, and every time you see that you read and you were able to finish that book, what do? You reward yourself. Yes. So start from small books. And one beautiful thing is, when you are reading, don't just read books because people are reading. It's not going to take you anywhere. Read books that portray values you want to have. Read books that are addressing values you want to have, because one thing reading does is, as you are reading, you are beginning to build that system in your mind. What you are reading, you are developing it gradually, and before you know it, come on, you begin to see that result in yourself. Okay, yes, for people that are very busy and they're like, how do I read? I have this to do, I have that to do. One of the things that helped me when I was really busy and I couldn't read at all is I dedicated my time to read. And what was I doing? After every devotion, like after my devotion, I'd spend 30 minutes. And this means it could mean that I would spend probably a month or thereabouts reading a book. But it is better to read than to say you're not reading at all because you're busy. So dedicate maybe 30 minutes of your day, 1 hour of your day, and say, oh, I'm just going to be reading. Yes. Okay. Then always have it at the back of your mind that you know what, if I've not read today, I've not done anything today. So you must read beyond just reading WhatsApp chats, reading, Twitter posts, beyond just reading Instagram stories. Read and dedicate your time to read. Excuse yourself and say, you know what, I just want to read. I just want to focus my mind on reading and nothing else. 30 minutes, 1 hour. And for those that can go beyond, please go ahead, but just make sure you are reading, because you are exercising your mind, and then your mind is growing. You are improving your intelligence, and at the same time you are improving your vocal. Everything about you will begin to improve. And one last thing that I do that helps me, because it's just beyond okay, now let me take this slowly. It's not just about reading, it's about actually seeing the things you read. And one of the things I do is I pray. I pray the things that I read and I see that I don't have. I pray them. I'm like, okay, probably I'm reading a book that talks about speaking well, and I begin to tell myself, I pray, like, I speak well. I see myself, I take my time to actually pray on the things I read. And before you know, by the time I pick a book, by the time I'm done, like, I've improved a lot. In fact, it's like the Toby you used to know is here before she started reading this book. By the time I'm done with that book, I am like a square. So please pray. Those that don't believe in God will say, okay, pray scientific prayer. And what is scientific prayer? You just begin to say those things to yourself, say it to yourself. So pray what you read. Pray that you see them in yourself. Pray. Yeah. And with this, I've come to the end of this. Yes, I have come to the end of this. And thank you so much for dropping by. Please like, please subscribe, please comment, share the tips you learned from this, things you did not know before, and then as a result of just watching this YouTube video today, you learned them. That's 1. 2, also share things that has been helping you to read. Let everybody get to learn from you. And I have a vision to ensure that what I have been taught, what I am learning, gets to other people. So you have a responsibility to please help in like it, and then subscribe it and share with others. Okay, and I promise by the grace of God that this is just the tip of an iceberg. The next episode is going to be a better and a wonderful one. Thank you so much for staying till now. I love you so much, and please don't forget to keep discovering and developing yourself before the next episode. So I'll catch you later. Bye.